joining us tonight on what is a beautiful evening. We're starting outside because what a great day it was, right, Simone?
Yeah, I mean, we even saw some temperatures that are a little bit out of the norm for February. We actually got past the 80-degree mark
80
today.
degrees in February. I mean, I love it, but I'm also a little nervous about it.
I mean, right now, the best we can do is take advantage of the blue skies and the sunshine. I guess we're even matching the forecast.
Blue, yellow,
you know,
yeah.
Sarah's the blue skies, I'm the sunshine. But here's a check-in of where the entire state rounded up today. 81 was the high in the capital city. Pine Bluff got to 80 even. Hot Springs, Stuttgart in the upper 70s at 78 degrees. Now, 80 degrees in February might seem a little bit out of the norm, but this isn't even the earliest we've seen. Here's the first 80-degree days over the last 10 years. As you see, last year we weren't that far off. We saw 80 degrees for the first time on February 28th. The earliest that we've ever seen it was January 8th. On average, we see that first 80-degree day in the middle of March, so we are a little bit earlier than normal with this, but hey, I'm not mad at it. Over the coming days, we could likely see one more 80-degree day before we get into the month of March. We'll see a brief cool down to end February, but we'll talk more about what's going to happen this week with the temperatures as well as that next rain chance we're tracking, so make sure you stick around.
All right, thank you, Simone. Tonight, multiple agencies from Central Arkansas responding to a chemical spill near the Zaxby's on Alcoa. That's off I-30 in Benton. A truck driver carrying potentially hazardous materials called officials after they noticed a leak under their truck. Benton Fire and Saline County Emergency Management first responded, calling in the Little Rock Fire Department's hazmat team. First responders were able to get everything contained at the scene.
Currently, there is no hazardous issue for the public. It's just basically going to be a cleanup of a mild chemical, so there's really no harm to the public at this point.
A remediation team is now responsible for clearing all of the materials. Officials say no one, thankfully, was hurt in this situation. Nikki Haley says she will remain in the race for the GOP nomination at least through Super Tuesday, even after losing in her home state to former President Donald Trump. As Christiane Benavidez reports, the former president's victory in South Carolina is being overshadowed by comments he made at a rally for Black conservatives.
A defiant Nikki Haley vowing to remain in the GOP primary race even after defeat in her home state of South Carolina.
I said earlier this week that no matter what happens in South Carolina, I would continue to run for president. I'm a woman of my word.
Wow, that is really something. This was a little sooner than we anticipated.
Former President Donald Trump gave his victory speech after being declared the projected winner just minutes after the polls closed Saturday. Ultimately, Haley came in about 20 points behind Trump. Yet that overwhelming victory is being overshadowed by racially charged comments Mr. Trump made at a gathering for Black conservatives this week.
The mugshot, we've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The Black population.
Nearly every day, Trump drives people away.
Mr. Trump's allies have come to his defense.
This is something similar that Black people had to deal with the justice system themselves. And so their look of it is real simple. Well, dang, if the government's going after him with foolishness, he can't be that bad.
Haley says it's comments such as those that will hurt Trump in the general election.
I know 40% is not 50%. But I also know 40% is not some tiny group.
The next primary contest will be on Tuesday in Michigan, followed by Super Tuesday a week later. Christiane Benavidez, CBS News.
The NAACP also blasted Trump's comments, writing in a statement in part that they are, quote, outraged but not surprised by yet another racist remark from the former president. If you're looking for more information about voting hours and what you'll find on the ballot, we've got you covered. All you have to do is text the word vote to the number right there on your screen. That's vote to 501-376-1111. Tonight, residents in the city of Sherwood took advantage of the nice weather outside to collect signatures, hoping to change their city to a wet city. It's a strategy that members of the community have tried to do for years. And THV 11's Rebecca Brown talked to the local organization today and has more on if it's time to work.
good to see you. Here's the petition for Act for Sherwood.
For Monica Treat, each knock on the door and each signature on the sheet allows her to get one step closer to her goal of changing a decades-old law.
There is a very old law, the Gray Township, that's currently dictating alcohol sales in that area. So we're not trying to make it the wild, wild west, but what we are trying to do is create economic equality across Sherwood.
The city of Sherwood for quite some time has been split into two, where one half of the city is allowed to sell alcohol and the other half is not.
The rules say you can go into a restaurant and get a drink, but you cannot have off-premise alcohol sales. And so what that means is there can't be a grocery store that sells alcohol, gas station, something of that nature.
Monica has lived in Sherwood for nearly 35 years, and she says she's seen the economic benefits a wet county can have versus one that's dry. So she created the Act for Sherwood petition to bring on change one signature at a time.
The purpose is for us to be able to create more economic development. We have a wonderful city and we have a very high income threshold.
Treat says they have to collect 4,000 signatures for this to be able to go on the November ballot. And she hopes this time around the push to sell alcohol works.
It's only natural that these people want somewhere to go, want somewhere that they could drive 5 minutes and, find a great quality restaurant or have more entertainment and things to go do with their kids. Create a space that welcomes that.
In Sherwood, Rebecca Brown, THV 11 News.
Treat says the Act for Sherwood will host another event on March 16th for supporters. If you want more information, we have it on our website at thv11.com. Tonight, after outages, AT&T impacted over 70,000 customers for more than 10 hours on Thursday. The service provider is offering a credit to customers. The credit will come out to $5, or about the full cost for a full day of service. The company says it will automatically be applied to your account. The Federal Communications Commission said on Thursday it was investigating the outage. Now that this outage this week led to questions about just how the service was lost. But what features can your phone actually use without that connection? Ariane Detiel shows what we can verify after rumors have been swirling all week about what did or did not happen when customers were offline.
There's been a lot of confusion around the widespread cell phone outage. Using these sources, here's what we can verify. First, lots of people online claimed that the outage affected all 3 major nationwide mobile carriers, but that's false. The outage only affected AT&T customers. The company said they pinpointed a disruption in service and added that AT&T customers could still make calls using Wi-Fi during the outage. T-Mobile and Verizon confirmed their service was fine. Some of the issues reported by people on their networks were likely because they were trying to contact AT&T customers. Next, some AT&T customers may have seen an SOS status at the top of their phone. This ex-user claimed that that message prevents someone from making any calls, even to 911. But that's also false. According to Apple, an SOS message in your status means your phone isn't connected to a cellular network, but they say that won't stop you from being able to make emergency calls. And finally, another tweet said that the outage could be related to solar flares that occurred last night. But again, that's false. According to NASA, there were 2 major solar flares around midnight last night. The space agency says solar flares are powerful bursts of energy that can impact the high frequencies used to power radio communications and electric power grids, among other things. But cell phones work on a different type of frequency, which was not impacted by the flare, according to Charlotte-based meteorologist Brad Panovich and astrophysicist Dr. Ryan French with the British National Solar Observatory. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Detiel.
Still ahead, guiding new generations. After the break, we'll introduce you to Kevin Cole, a world-renowned artist helping young artists right here in his home state.
And we've got a nice start to our week to look forward to, but some changes coming up in the forecast. We'll get right into all what you need to know right after this break.